Hey guys, Jordan here from Tech today, and for this month's PC build, I decided to put together a $750 productivity PC for you guys, capable of editing video, doing 3D imaging, or any other intensive tasks you plan on throwing at it. So, let's get to it. So for the CPU in this month's build, I've gone with the Intel Core i7-6700. And this is almost the cream of the crop when it comes to Intel's i-series processors. So with its 4 physical and 4 virtual cores, thanks to hyper-threading, you should be able to accomplish almost any task under the sun. So the 6700 is also packing a 3.4 GHz clock speed with a turbo boost up to 4 GHz. It's also part of Intel's latest CPU family, Skylake, which means that you'll get both great performance while at the same time efficient power use. And to add to it all, the CPU is featuring 8 MB of level 3 cache. So although you can't overclock this chip, it's still going to be putting out some awesome performance for any of your CPU intensive tasks. So when it comes to the motherboard in this build, I picked out the Gigabyte GA-H170M-DS3H. And this board is relatively bare bones, but still packs all the features that we're going to be needing for this build, such as the H170 chipset from Intel, which we can get since our CPU is locked. You're also going to be seeing the LGA 1151 socket for our CPU, and 2 SATA 6GB/s ports for your storage drives. So for about $70, this motherboard should get the job done nicely in this build. So for the RAM in this build, I've gone with 16GB of Corsair Vengeance LPX series. And this RAM has a speed of 2133 MHz, and it also comes in 2 modules for dual channel operation. And although this RAM has a slightly slow cast latency of 15, for about $60, it should perform just fine. So for this build, I was able to fit in both an SSD and a hard drive when you demand both speed and storage. But when it comes to the SSD, I picked out the Kingston SSDNow V300. Now this SSD isn't the fastest on the market with its equal read and write speeds of 450 MB/s, but it will still, nonetheless, give this PC a nice level of snappiness throughout the OS. So with its 3,500 plus positive Amazon reviews and affordable $45 price point, you can't go wrong with this one. So for the mass storage device, I've gone with the popular Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB. And this drive is obviously 1TB and has a 7200 RPM spindle speed paired with 64 MB of cache. So for about $50, you can't go wrong with this hard drive. So for the graphics card to take off some of the load from the CPU, I've gone with the EVGA GTX 950. And this card is a core clock of 1025 MHz with a boost clock up to 1190 MHz. It's also packing 768 CUDA cores and 2 GB of GDDR5 memory. And when it comes to I/O, you're going to be seeing 3 display ports, 1 HDMI, and 1 DVI. So for about $140, this card should be plenty for this PC, considering it's not all about graphics. So when it comes to the case housing it all, I picked out the Fractal design Core 1100. And this case combines a sleek look with at the same time plenty of room for all your components. So with its 2 5¼ bays and 2 3½ bays, there should be plenty of room for all your drives. But keep in mind, you'll need an adapter for the SSD, which I'll include in the PC part picker list down below. So for about $40, this case should get the job done nicely for this build. So when it comes to the power supply, I've chosen the Corsair CX500M. And this is a 500 watt semi-modular supply, which means you won't have all those extra cables lying around your case. And it's also 80+ bronze certified to save you a few bucks in your power bill. So for about $55, you can't go wrong. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and drop me a comment below about your thoughts on this month's productivity PC. And also, it'd be awesome if you could fill out the straw poll in the description down below about upcoming dollar amounts that you guys want me to cover. So thanks for watching, and see ya!